Hello students, let's take the next topic of biodiversity. The next topic is loss of biodiversity or threats of biodiversity. In this existing earth planet, continuous reproduction it is taking place which results in the addition of so many organisms. At from the other end, continuous loss of many species also taking place due to the indiscriminate activities of human beings. So there is a continuous loss of earth's treasure of species. Here I used a word, earth's treasure. Why I used this word, let me tell you. See, a rich man is there. If he is very rich, how do you count, how do you consider he is very rich? Because he is having lots of money or lots of any other properties, land or whatever it may be. Like that, the area's richness, it will be decided by the presence of the number of species. If a person is considered as rich, if he is having lot of money, like that, the area it is considered as rich if it is accommodating many number of species. So obviously for an area, the wealth, the treasure is nothing but species. So such species it is lost due to over exploitation or any natural calamities or any other reasons. It is a great loss for this world. So there is a continuous loss of earth's treasure of species. That's why I used the word treasure. Example, if you take colonization of tropical Pacific islands by human led to the extinction of more than 2000 species of native birds. So 2000 species of native birds were lost. A simple example, just by using the cell phone, due to the intensive radiations, we are killing so many birds unknowingly. At least we don't even realize these birds are getting harmed by our cell phones, but it is actually happening. वन एक आदमी के लिए तीन सेल फोन्स चाहिए. So one cell phone it is enough, and they need extra facilities in that. 4G नहीं चाहिए चलेगा, उसको 5G चाहिए. So whatever the reasons, of course we are all the part of that, but see, the human need, earlier it is need, but now we turn to greed. So थोड़ा पैसा है तो he can happily able to lead the life, but he want big bungalows. He 2-3 acres में happily he can be able, he and his family can happily survive, but he want 1,000 acres, at least not even 100. That 100 it is insulting number for him. So like that, the need, when it is turning into greed, this loss of biodiversity. See, every living organism on this earth planet has its own importance, has its own what I call expectations on life. You are thinking just a dog, but dog it is also having that love on its what I call life. So killing other animal, it's not correct practice for eating. See, the so many poultry farms, thousands and thousands, to be frank, lakhs and lakhs of what I call birds, they were cultured, they were grown, and at once they will be killed. And layers still more pathetic, after they become like they completely lost the capacity of laying eggs, they will be slaughtered. So this type of practices one day or other, that's why this corona is happening. And eating bat meat, how stupidity it is. Eating this seahorse का meat, seahorse का meat में कितना होता है यार, at least आधा चम्मच भी नहीं आते, but still that fellow wanted to eat that meat, but he never feel even sorry also. In front of us only, there is a fish. When you capture a fish, just in front of us only, it is a thriving, it is hankering for its breath, and he will see and he will sing here. This is a demonic attitude which are developing these days. Of course everyone are part of that. So whatever it is, so colonization of tropical Pacific islands, this led to 2000 species of native birds extinction. And according to the red list given by IUCN, it is documented there is extinction of 784. Will you believe it? Of course, it is increased also, but I'm telling you, 784 species in last just in 500 years of a short lifespan, 784 species were lost. And out of that, 338 vertebrates and 359 invertebrates and 87 species of plants. So this many plants were dead. This many plants nahi, this many species of plants were extincted. Matlab, itna loss. How great loss. It is. It will be. We are going to suffer from this loss. So world is going to face a tough time when our need it is turning to greed. So in last 20 years, why to speak of 500 years, just in last 20 years, 27 species were extincted. That means at least 1 year mein 1.5 were extincted. And this is all absolutely due to the greed. Whereas loss of biodiversity, what, for example, if it happens, what exactly effect for us? If you take that part, decline in the plant production. If plants are reduced, obviously the food material of this ecosystem it will be reduced, and the oxygen levels, which is considered as a life gas, that life gas it will be decreased, and there is no water cycle, no proper rains. And earlier we can distinguish this is summer, this is winter, and this is rainy season. But throughout the year these days only one season, that is summer season. No winters, rain to completely bhul jao. And this is all due to the destruction of plants. And being a teacher, if any teacher tell, okay, you happily stay in the apartments, you happily lead your luxurious life, we are not saying no for that, but in the apartment at least you grow 2 3 plants, at least osmum plant, no one listen. Okay, if you are feeling lazy to grow this osmum plants, are because they need every day you need to water that particular plants, then you bring some succulent plants, and they purify the air. But no one, at least in my 12 years of career, every year at least 10 times I used to tell this, but at least in this 12 years my 12 students also did not strictly follow this. So whatever it is, telling is my job, so I'm telling. So whoever listen, let them listen. Whoever don't listen, very very good. And lower the resistance to environmental changes like drought. If any small calamity come also, the environment face lots of disturbances. So that tolerance limit has gone, and change the ecosystem processing like plant productivity, water use, pest, and also disease cycles. That means almost every factor that is included in this ecosystem, almost all the factors will be badly affected if you do the loss of biodiversity. Let us take how this loss of biodiversity is taking place. Let us go further. See, there are actually four reasons, main reasons. And of course, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell the first point. This species extinction, it is due to human activity. Of course, though I forgot, till now what I explained is there in this first point. We human beings, 84 lakh living species में 83 lakh 99,999 species happily they are living in their own comfort zone. But only one human being, that means only one species, it wanted to boss over all the other species. Like a nice peacock, it is happily dancing under rain, you can't be able to tolerate it, you need that feathers. If you pluck that feathers, and if you kill that particular peacock, and if you keep it at your home, by seeing it you will get that sadistic happiness. So what? So there is one cheetah. I'm telling you truth. These cheetahs were extincted. There is a strong belief that, of course, it is not a belief. It is called as a misbelief. It is called as stupidity. To be frank, a very straight way if I tell, it is called as stupidity. Due to the stupidity, there is a belief called the nail of this particular cheetah. If someone wear, they don't get any bad evil thoughts or evil looks. So they will be saved out of this particular, I don't know how to tell in Hindi, some drishti, gishti, something like that. The bacha will be saved. And for that, they used to kill this particular cheetahs and pluck that particular this what you call this nails and their skin, and that skin they will exhibit like in a museum how we will show na, like that they will put it at home. Janwar hai kya, I don't really understand. And they will take photo just on keeping their leg on the dead body, and that photo he will laminate it, and that show he's an inhuman, he's a what I call a demon. The demon is killing some other organism and keeping leg on that particular dead body. At least he's not leaving the dead body also. And then he's taking a photograph and show WhatsApp, Facebooks. I don't know what is a Facebook also. Zindagi mein I don't know first of what is Facebook also. So this human indiscriminate activities, they are, because of this we are losing so many species which are even required for us. So there are main four reasons which you will call it as evil quartet. So quartet means what? There are four reasons. So evil quartet. So what are the four reasons? The first one is habitat loss or fragmentation, and fragmentation and over exploitation, and introducing exotic or alien species into the unknown habitat, and co-extinction. So these are the four reasons which are together, this four together called as evil quartet. So let us go for evil quartet in a detailed manner. So that means we are going to discuss every reason with at least three examples. Then you will understand clearly. And all the examples, to be frank, than the concept, examples are being asked in your NEET. So please do focus on the examples. Okay. Now let us start the first reason. What is the first reason? Habitat loss and fragmentation. This is a primary reason, this is a foremost reason for the extinction of animals and of course plants. See, when large areas, large sized habitats are broken into small what I call parts and scattered areas due to the human settlement or any colonization, whatever the reason it may be. But a big habitat, it is converted into small fragments, and then it is called as habitat loss or fragmentation. For this, for to explain this in a best way, I brought two three examples also. Initially there is 14% of the land surface area covered by tropical rainforest. So 14% of the land area, it is taken over by tropical rainforest. That means how much productivity, how much of speciation, and how much of environmental filtration, and how much of the nutrient cycles, and how much of the water storage, and how much of the resources available in 14% of the land. You just imagine, just for 2 3 minutes, you just imagine 14% of the land area by a forest accommodation, how much it can be able to produce. But due to the indiscriminate activities, 1 kilometer 2 kilometer thoda andar jaake getting some illegal permissions, and they started reducing this particular rainforest. Now in this rainforest only 6%, that means more than half. For example, if you take 14 may half is a 7, so it is even reduced to more than half. That means 6% is only available in the tropical rainforest now. So this is all due to the human greed. And this Amazon forest, which is considered as the lungs of this planet, this earth planet lungs will be considered as Amazon rainforest. And that Amazon forest, it is cut and cleared for the cultivation of soybean. See, I brought the images. See how beautiful, how colorful, and see this waterfalls, and kitna vegetation, kitna flora, and of course fauna also you can be able to see in such a beautiful forest. But now this dense vegetation, now it turned to this vegetation. This is soybean farming. So instead of giving accommodating number of species and creating a good atmosphere, good productivity to the environment, we are disturbing and destroying. To be frank, we are not even disturbing, we are even destroying that habitat for our own selfishness. So, and many grasslands are cleared for raising this cattle, like this buffalo or whatever it may be. So this particular cattle ke liye, they are clearing lots and lots of what you call grasslands. So Amazon rainforest, Amazon forest, now they are greatly facing the difficulty for this cultivation of this soya bean, and millions of this particular plants were cleared. And how maybe in future days may it won't be considered as the lungs of the planet. So maybe that pathetic condition may come very soon, I'm expecting. Now let us take deforestation of dense forests causes distraction of many habitats. See how inhuman they are clearing all these particular what I call trees, but because they maybe they wanted this land for construction some apartment and make lot of money, and they don't give this money to anyone. Their children and their grandsons and their grandsons only, they have to enjoy that money. At least this fellow don't know the face of this can't be able to expect the face of this grandson or grandson face also, but for grandson also he wanted to make money. So this is a worst scenario going on this world now, due to increasing urbanization, soil erosion, forest fires, overgrazing are responsible for loss of biodiversity. See, just for example, this is a given area. In this given area, if you don't disturb it, how many species will be accumulated in this? You just tell me. Now, if you are cutting all this, only human species will come and live. At least he don't accommodate a single plant also in the name of article pet love. I really, this stupid concept till date I did not understand. In the name of loving pets, he will bring some birds and keep it in the cage. For example, if someone keeps us in cage for longer time, how do you feel? And if any hero, if he imprisoned, how bad you feel? And he's acted so nicely. Emotions are seen, and that emotion can't you see in the bird who kept it in the cage? So this is called pet loving. I really don't understand what is logic in this. So whatever it is, let us come to the point. Now, when large habitats are broken up into small fragments due to the various human activities, mammals and birds requiring large territories and certain animals with migratory habits are badly affected, because they don't know where to land, because where they used to take the shelter, that particular land area, it was cleared. Now where this particular migratory pathway migratory birds will take the shelter? And human indiscriminate pollution, due to the plastic, how many species were lost? It may be amazing to listen, but still it is a truth we need to accept. Due to the plastic, how many cows are dead, and how many marine and also freshwater aquatic organisms were dead? So this fellow at least don't even know the manners to throw this particular plastic cover in the dustbin, so that they will take somewhere and they will dispose it, and he will throw there, he will eat some what I call some kurkure packets, and that's it. That kurkure packet should be thrown. And where this all waste will go? And obviously this waste, one day it makes us waste, without getting food and without getting proper shelter and without getting proper natural climatic conditions, without getting proper oxygen. So this is the scenario we are going to face very very soon if the same indiscriminate activities are going like this. Now the second reason is over exploitation. See, in the name itself, over exploitation. See, human as a human, it obviously human has to depend upon the nature for food, shelter, whatever. But when this need, when it turns to greed, and obviously he starts over exploiting. For that, I brought beautiful examples also. First example is many species in last 500 years, like Steelers cow. See, this is Steelers cow. So it is actually a mammal, it is an aquatic mammal, and it is lost. And this passenger pigeon, see how beautiful it is, see the feathers, see the coloration. And this pigeon, it is nowhere now. You can't be able to see these two species, and these two species were extincted only due to the human over exploitation. This is the only reason. Because of that, such a beautiful fish and this such a calm going quiet mammal, it is gone. Now, let us take one more example. So, indiscriminate hunting. Just in the introduction, also, I have taken this example. If I'm correct, I don't remember. There is one fish called a dodo fish. See how beautiful it is. How beautiful feathers are there. And this having beautiful feathers, it became sin for it. Why? For these feathers, this dado fishes were captured and killed, and they used to take these feathers, and they used to sell that feathers and make money, and these organisms will die, and organisms were extincted. See, all the organisms are extensively killed, and it results in the extinction. That means now this dodo bird is no more, it is lost. But now feathers are only there, and with feathers, what they will do, they may do puja, maybe Bhagavan Jese, they offer some pujas. For that they killed this particular, such a beautiful, such a cute bird. It is lost. And cheetah, I already told you, the stupids, they believe the nail mein kya hota hai. Nail, it is made up of keratin. It's a dead protein. Our nail, it is also made. To be frank, our nails are made up of dead protein called as keratin. Pluck it and put it in your what you call hand, hang it around your neck. That is also keratin, and this is also keratin. And how can anyone believe some bad aura, it will be it don't come into the home if anyone wear this particular what you call leopard ka, sorry, cheetah ka nail. And I don't know what logic is there. This is absolute stupidity. And what is it called? Peaks of stupidity. And many marine fishes were what I call captured and were killed mercilessly. And see, it's like this. Earlier, this particular fishermen, they happily used to go to the sea, and kitna chahiye utna they used to hunt. They used to capture the fishes, and happily they sell it, and they make some money, so that they and their family can live. Now they found a kind of machine, a kind of device. I don't know what is the name of it. If otherwise I would have told you. They found a machine. Now when they dip this particular machine into the sea, what happens? That particular machine will capture the whole area fishes. In that whole area, may not only required fishes, there may be any other fishes are also will be there which can't be eaten. That species is also lost, and they hang this particular device, that particular device, in the air until they reaches the shore. Because these are aquatic animals, they can't be able to take breathe, because dissolved oxygen, because actually aquatic organisms, they utilize dissolved oxygen. They can't be able to take atmospheric oxygen, and we are the organisms which are capable to take atmospheric oxygen, whereas aquatic animals need a dissolved oxygen. Am I correct or not? So that this machine, it will be hanged. That means it hangs all these particular organisms in the air, so that due to inability to utilize this particular atmospheric oxygen, all they will die, and they will bring to this shore, and mercilessly they throw back the unwanted fishes. At least they don't even measure, Array, I killed unwanted fish, unnecessarily I killed this particular species. That particular what I call intention won't be there. That particular repentance, it is lost. That forgiveness is lost. And happy one student, what I call, how badly they are commenting the faculties, and the work, the one who are working in the academy, in the schools, we are seeing. That means they lost the what I call ability, the tendency to respect the teachers, respect the other people, elder people. So this is the way culture we are developing in the name of development. So development means developing culture, developing mercy, love others, and give. For example, if you are having 100 rupees, I never or no one say that give 100 rupees. Give 10 rupees. 90 rupees happily you keep. 90 rupees you happily enjoy, but 10 rupees you can contribute. Or otherwise, if you have 1 crore, at least don't contribute 1 lakh, also 10,000 you can contribute. If you fix it in the bank, that FD form, you will get some 1 lakh. If I'm correct, I don't know exactly, maybe at least 50,000. In that 50,000 may again 40,000 you keep for yourself, only 10,000 you can donate, that also no one, because they only have to eat or their family only have to eat. So whatever it is, so these are the examples for over exploitation. Hope you understood. Now let us take the third reason, invasion or introducing alien species, which are exotic species. For example, let us take one person, he is culturing some aquaculture, he is doing some aquaculture. Now, without having proper knowledge, if you bring all the species at once, and in that particular, for example, just example ke liye, so that you can understand little more clearly, he wanted to culture 10 species at a time. At a time he wanted to culture 10 aquatic species. Now, if you wanted, then that type of farming, it is called as a compound aquaculture. Compound aquaculture means at a time, if you are culturing many fishes, then that is called as compound aquaculture. Now, if you wanted to culture 10 fishes, you should be able to, you should be in a condition that you should have the idea of all the 10 species. If you don't have idea, without having any proper idea, if all the 10 species are kept together, in that 9 species may be herbivorous fishes, but one species may be carnivorous fish. And last night you kept all the 10 species of the fishes in your pot or in your pond or whatever it may be. Now morning, if you have seen, if you see, my 10 species of fishes are happily they are living, whether they are living or not, if you see, you can see only one species of fishes, because one species is carnivorous fish, ate all the remaining 9 herbivorous fishes. And this has happened, that's why I'm telling this. Introducing nail perch, see, this is an image, this is a deadly carnivorous fish. There's a deadly carnivorous fish which is called as a nail perch, which when it is introduced into the lake of Victoria in East Africa, it led to the extinction of 200 cichlid fishes. See how beautiful, 200 cichlid fishes. I can't be able to fit, that's why I brought only three examples. See how beautiful it is, how beautiful this is, and how beautiful this one. So this such a beautiful cichlid fishes are extensively eaten, because this is a, see, by nature its mistake is not there. The one who introduced, that's who that person's mistake it is. He should, when he is introducing into that particular lake, he should know what is the nature of this particular fish. Without having that knowledge, without learning, without knowing that, he introduced this particular nail perch into this lake, and in that lake happily 200 species of cichlid fishes are happily living. See how much productivity, and all these 200 species were happily eaten by this particular nail perch. Now these species are completely extincted, now these are not there. 200 species, more than 200 species were gone. So, like that, without having an idea, you should not introduce new species into the already existing or native species. Hope you got my point. Now, let us take one more example. Now, introducing weed species like carrot grass. See, carrot grass, and many of you know, all of you must have seen. And if anyone touches this, it don't give even pleasant smell. Also, it gives some stinking smell. Also, no. So the carrot grass maybe looks beautiful, but it don't smell good. It is not a good plant. It is a weed. It's an unwanted weed. Hope you know what is the meaning of weed. Weed means unwanted plant. And now carrot grass, of course, technically it is called as parthenium. And lantina, see, this is a lantina. Of course it looks beautiful, of course it is, by look, see how beautiful it is, so colorful, but actually it is a weed. That means, what is actually, let me tell you what is the meaning of weed. Imagine you wanted to grow some sugarcane crop. Just example के लिए मैं बोल रहे, you wanted to grow some sugarcane crop. Now for that sugarcane crop, water you will put, pesticides you will put, and so many manures you will put, and so many insecticides you use. And in that sugarcane crop, along with the sugarcanes, let us take this carrot grass and lantina, they are growing. Then what they will do now, they are voracious in their habitat. What is the meaning of voracious? They take more than their need, so they utilize the manure, they utilize this particular water and resources which will be provided by you, and they grow healthy. And because they are competing with the actual crop called sugarcane crop, the sugarcane yield, it will be lost. That means, see how you are losing by the weeds. That's why this farmers, every now and then, they will check the weed population, and immediately they will remove these weeds, because they affect the productivity of the actual crop. Hope you understood now what is the meaning of weed. Now, this carrot grass and lantina, they competes with the actual crop, and it results in the declining of productivity greatly. And also this water hyacinth, which is called as eichhornia, this eichhornia, when you are growing in this particular water, it is actually weed, illegally introduced actually. This is a weed. It completely occupies the topmost layer, that means the surface of the water. So when it is completely occupying the surface of the water, what happens, it stops the oxygen dissolving in the water. So pura surface, they only occupying, so that niche pani ka andar so many what I call fishes, and so many phytoplanktons, zooplanktons will be there, and they are not getting dissolved oxygen, so that all will die, and only this one species will live. That means this one species survival, it leads to the threatening of that many zooplanktons, phytoplanktons, molluscans, of whatnot, every aquatic organism. So the weed introduction is one of the best and classic example for introducing exotic species into the native habits. Okay, and let us yes, I brought one more example also, luckily. Yes, illegal introduction of African catfish. This African catfish, it is actually a carnivorous fish. See how, see catfish matlab, why it was described as catfish. Cats are also consisting of this particular mustache like this. See, like that. See, this mustache like this. So that's why it was considered as African catfish. So looking like this cat, what I call mustache. So it threatened so many indigenous catfishes. That means indirectly African catfish, it eaten all the indigenous, that means native catfishes. So hope you understood what are the examples for this exotic species. Now let us take the last topic of today, coexistence. Now I'll just tell one very small example. Let us take one tree. You wanted to cut the tree. What intention you will be having? If I cut the tree, I can make something over there. And what you will keep in your brain, you are cutting only one tree. But by taking the shelter of that particular tree, how many birds will be there? And how many bacteria will be there, how many virus will be there, and in the roots, how many annelids, how many nematodes, how many what I call this beetles, like that, how many species will be taking the shelter of that single tree. For you can be able to see only one tree, but indirectly by clearing or cutting that particular tree, you are harming all these dependent species. Am I correct or not? That is called as coexistence, living together. So along with the tree, many other species are living together, and by clearing that one single tree, you are clearing so many other species also. Hope you got my point. This is the actual meaning of coexistence. And in that coexistence, and some of the species are obligatory, that means they 100% need that particular host. So for that I brought two examples. Host species are extincted if parasites are also extinct. That means if a plant is gone, host, and many parasites, they are also gone. For example, if you remove this particular plants, that means one species, and depending upon that, these insects are also gone, because most of these particular insects are honey dwelling, that means nectar dwelling. So if they don't get honey, they definitely will be lost. This all insects, without food they will die. And now if you kill this particular insects, pollination do not takes place, so these plants will die. See how, you can't be able to separate their thick association. They are very thickly closed, because they are dependent species. This plant is depending upon this particular insects. Here I have taken this butterfly for its pollination, whereas butterfly, it is depending upon the plant for honey dwelling, that means it eats honey. So if anyone is lost, for example this insect is lost, the pollination do not takes place, so plants cannot be able to spread, they cannot be able to reproduce. Now if plants are lost, it is not getting the food, nectar is no more, so this insect will die. So they are tightly in bondage, so one it is lost, the other one automatically will lost, then that is called as coexistence. So these are the reasons for the loss of biodiversity. Hope you understand. If any doubts, you can message me or you can even call me also. Thank you so much, and tomorrow I'll come up with one more topic. Thank you so much.